Alright, here's a progress report on this FX here we're working on. We're putting this mid control here on there. And right here on this 5-speed tranny. It's a 4-speed control, so I had to make this adapter piece right there. As you can see from the back side over here. And we welded it all on there all the way around. I do a little bit of clearancing around here to clear the tranny right up in this area. And a little bit up here in the front for the oil line clearance. We also had to put a lug right here in the frame to support it. That's this lower bracket right here. So we got that right there. Ooh, looks like I missed a place in painting. So anyway, this all goes up on there. We have to pull the kicker or the sprocket, not sprocket cover, clutch cover off here because there's a bolt that goes right behind the cable there, which is this countersunk head one right here that we did right there. So that's right behind that clutch cable right there. So let me go ahead and get this squirt a little bit of paint right there, and I'll get back to you on the rest of this, show you how it goes back together. There's a hole there for a clevis, but there's no linkage between here and there.
Yeah, make a rod.
So when you push on this, nothing happens.
Magic happens if there's a rod.
Yeah.
Making a rod around here is an oh so simple task, but a day.
About a day, huh? Okay, Mr. Day.
One day.
All right, we got our custom plate up on here.
Because you'll make a perfection hole.
We're a little bit tight up under there, but it fits. So there goes my light. So it's bolted down here, it's bolted here, it's bolted underneath here, we can't get to it again, and it's bolted up there. And now you got a stock foot peg that works, and you can jump and stand on it. It clears the hose right there, and it clears the tranny right there. So now all we got to do is make our linkage to activate our master cylinder, and we should be good to go.
Oh, but what about the foot? Where are you going to put your foot?
Foot pegs are optional.
Yeah.
No foot pegs required on motorcycles.
On choppers, you rest your foot on the nub.
That's all you need.
Yep.
Perfect. They can rest it right here on this pedal right here.
Yeah, right. Or right here. Just put your foot here.
Oh, right on, that's right here. It'll warm it up too. All right, so that part there is just about done. Just gotta make some small linkages. You can see how the cable goes down in between down in here. So it's tight, but it's cleansed. And that's why we moved this over. So it is in there, so it'll work. All right, time to move on to get the linkage made up, and that'll be our next thing to do. Okay, this is our brake linkage for the Evo rigid frame back there. This is for our FX controls onto a 5-speed conversion. So I had to lengthen this an inch, this push rod here. So we'll go ahead and make this up. So this is basically a 3/8 hollow tube in here. So I made up this little adapter slug. We're going to push this in from both sides. So I'll push it all the way up to the edge in here. And then we have a little bit right here to weld with. And so I'm going to go ahead and put this in a hydraulic press and press it together. Or you can tap it with a hammer. I try it both ways, which works easiest. And then I'll go weld it. So I'll show it when it's done. Alright, I pressed it together. So you can see how straight it is now. The tip up here wobbles a little bit here. But this part's pretty straight. So I'm going to go ahead and put it in my lathe and lightly straighten, make sure this is straight. And then after I weld it up, I'll straighten this out with a hammer and get it back squared up. So I'll do that here next and go weld it. Now here's our push rod after it's welded. I MIG weld it instead of TIG welding because I'm a better MIG welder and TIG welder on steel. So you see how relatively straight that is. Still nice and hot. So it rolls nice and straight. So now I'm going to take it and cut this down the lathe. I'll cut the two welds down and then I'll straighten out this tip so it's straight. The rest of this is pretty nice looking so far. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in the lathe, let it cool a little bit, and cut it. Okay, I got the welds all cut down, smoothed up a little bit. That's how straight it is. You can see how the push rod's bent, goes up and down and back up. So the tip's pretty straight, but everything else is pretty bent in there. Close enough for a master cylinder. Anyway, that's how that all looks. So, throw a coat of paint on that and we'll put it in the bike. Yeah. Okay, that's not how you do it. How's our method? Okay, you gotta have important tools. You got a vice grip, You got a nut.
Is this recording, Brad?
Yes.
Okay.
You got a nut, and you got to have a pair of pliers. You see that?
Yep.
Okay, take the nut and vice grip and collapse it like that. Once over each pin. Then you see if this is loose now. See how it's loose
Oh, yeah.
now?
Just push it back.
Then you take these and you go like this and rip and tear it and fuck it all up. Or you can take it and push on that pin, edge of the pin there and the bottom of there and pop it right out.
Because he has master links for sale.
That's right. It's really getting me the wrong side of the bike for my pliers to work good. So it goes up. Now if your pliers weren't all worn out like this, it would work easier. See, it just pushes it up and doesn't hurt the clip. Then you rotate up, it comes right off.
Oh, where did you?
And the clip is not bad.
I totally just didn't see where you grabbed it.
You just take the pin right there and you push against
Oh,
it.
okay. I
Now,
see.
when you go back on, guess what? You do it the opposite way. You just put it right up in
Okay.
here and push it down.
Got it. There's nothing to do there.
Because this is a big spring and it just goes up and down like that. Now, if you tear it and push on it, you can bend them and screw them up and break them.
What did you have to get them off?
And then if they're really a good chain, you got to go boom, boom on each side of the link. But being this being a piece of crap chain, it just comes right apart. Now, to keep from losing your parts, if you take this and put it right there, and then you put that on top of it and squeeze it slightly, now it's all in one spot so you don't lose it. Now you got to remember to keep your tools here separate from your bike so that way they don't get used up on the bike, because that is a tool you need to keep.
Long straight edge.
Okay, what do we do?
Long straight edge.
Long straight edge, rear tire race bike. Are we gonna get this fender out of the way this time?
That's what I was. Fender off?
Well, the fender was the problem.
That's what I was thinking. I didn't want to take it off that. Let me get the fender off.
Yeah, but you can't get the fender off the bike together. You get the nuts out of here.
Yeah, but you can drop the tire. Good.
That one? Or this?
Do which? Hang that one in here.
It's this one.
No, right here. This one.
What do you got over there?
This.
No, no.
Hey, give me a half inch.
Not that one. Oh geez, now you broke it. Now you gotta do the other side. Someone's got crap in the way over here. Yeah, this one I don't have access to. Someone's got an exhaust system in the way.
Oh, yeah.
Just move it up. Once you lift up, it's easier. Probably spinning off now. Move it off. Okay, I got another bolt on the bottom.
We use all sorts of hardware on this bike.
It looks like you used whatever was laying around.
I think so.
Metric. Hold on, I got a nut.
Yep.
Good.
It's off.
Move the jack, you could. Push the bike away for a while. See what you get up on top.
I think it's just the inside.
That's a 9/16. It's already up. That's a socket laying there. You do use it.
That's not the right socket. You think you took it
It's
out?
laying right there in front of you.
Oh.
I came prepared. Look at that. Did you catch that?
I got it all.
Had the right tool and everything.
I got an idea. Just run it fenderless.
Yeah, I was thinking without all this crap in the back, it would look a lot better.
Like the front.
No more clearance issues.
Nope.
Just don't get your butt stuck between the tire and the seat as it's rotating. It might hurt. You'd have a new black spot in your underwear. Okay, well, we hooked on your side. There it is. Okay, take the bolts out before they fall out. Got it? Close enough, it's not falling out. Oh, look at that. You all kinds of room now.
Want the axle back through, or do you want to try to put a spacer in there?
Stick it in there, see what you got. Where's your block in there? Hard to see over there. Thinking that's not enough. I don't think that's enough spacers.
Probably not.
I need a couple extras. Let's put this axle in the other direction.
What's that?
Put the axle in the other direction.
I'll do that.
Probably just not ready to go that way. Who's in charge of the height of the bike? Once you lower the bike, it'll be easier.
Because they need a,
Let go. Let go. Let go.
need a wrench.
Try it. Get a wrench.
I don't.
Got a wrench now. Where's your spacers at?
Oh,
Right here.
Oh, whole collection of them.
Alright. Put something in there, looks like we might use it.
I'm gonna say this.
Okay, you get on that? You in? Can I throw?
There we go.
No, we're not.
Huh?
No, we're not.
What?
Okay, put it on the spacer, on the axle. Spacer, axle.
Spacer axle.
Doesn't go on.
What?
This side doesn't fit?
No.
I mean, you can't use that one. You have something big enough hole to go in over the axle. Why did not go over the axle?
Pull back out. Yeah. There you go. Should have.
It may should have, but it didn't go over the axle. So why didn't it go over the axle? Pull this one off.
It's on the axle.
Yeah, good. I'll put that one on there.
That's what I was doing.
Okay. Why
I don't
didn't
know
it fit before?
I don't know. Where's the nut? The spacer. This side.
Don't need a nut. We just need to lay it out.
We need the spacer too.
Oh. Okay, where's your straight edge? Lay it in there. Never go that way. It can be bad. Okay. Just lay it in there like that.
How do we push all the way over?
Pretty close. Okay.
Oh, let's see. Okay. I just pulled it. It's fine.
What?
Because this wasn't all the way in.
Well, I just screwed up the whole motor in
I
there.
know.
Now we need more spacing because we were just about right. Usually I use a piece of string, it works better. Close. close to that number. So what do we got in there for spacers right now?
Stack of 3. Got these 2.
Pull them 2 out. Okay, we need something about that thick to start with.
Oh, we got that. We got that.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to use 15 spacers to put a wheel together. That's why I said we need something about that thick. That means we have to go find something. People don't speak English around here.
What's another don't do
What's this one?
And he's not even filming what I'm doing either. See, we need a 1060. So you got a 1060 spacer in your back pocket?
No, not today.
Okay, we're gonna go find one. Okay, then we're gonna try something else too. All right, put on hold. Show me.
You want the guts in it?
See how far are we from center?
Pretty good, actually.
We're centered right there?
Yeah.
Pull it slow. Your finger. Your finger. Come up some more.
Let me see if that's that better.
Well, this rotor's loose. Let's get the rotor
Tiny
tightened.
rotor.
It's on the mock, everything's loose. Where's that 3/4? Okay. Next one. Next one. All right. Rotor tight. Okay, let's get an idea where we're at here. Look at it from the side here. Put your fingers in the holes, do whatever you gotta do.
Yeah, it's
How's it look?
pretty damn good.
We're close?
It's
With
really
the
close.
rotor. We're way low.
We're going off this line
Look
right here.
right in here. See the gap, see the gap?
I thought we were working off this line here, middle of the brake rotor, center of the parting line. No?
I'm looking at where the damn caliper goes in. I can't see what you're looking at. Put this thing up where I can see it. Now you're gonna hold this flat. You got that flat against the spacer? That way we're way off.
Push it all the way through. Push it all the way through.
So we're all the way through. Hold on, quit beating on it.
Yeah, that's basically right.
The bearing was the problem. Okay, we're pretty close to be able to use that. How's our spoke clearance? Back of the hub? Back of the...
It's tight right towards right here. Very bottom. It's real tight.
We need to get it down. When we get this on backwards, we can't see anything.
Huh?
Stupid brake lines in the way. This around the other direction. How many spacers you need? There you go. Grab me a handful of spacers and just get this thing in here. Spacers right there. There you go. Nut. So eliminate confusion. All right. That holds our bracket in there more or less where it's going to sit. Okay. Toolbox slid over. Shove the toolbox back this way. Now we can put this on there where it's actually going to kind of sit. Something's not square. What is it? mark it, act like it's bent.
Because we just flipped it, you know, we moved it. Maybe that's why we haven't used it. Yeah.
That's why.
That means an inaccurate thing, so the plate they made this out of wasn't flat. The morons that water jetted this didn't know they didn't have flat plate when they're making flat parts. So you're at the limits to your stupid ass vendors that make shit for you. Isn't that nice? That kind of causes issues when we try to make things right around here. Okay, we're gonna have to go put this in the press and get it a little bit closer to what it should be. Once you figure out where the problem is at. That doesn't look too bad that way, but it's definitely way the hell off. So it's bent through here. Oh yeah, like right that angle. Can you see that?
I can.
Yeah, that seems to be a slight error in the flatness department. All right, so we're gonna go work on that a little bit. Closer. Too much on that side. A little bit in there still. Hell of a lot better.
Oops.
See that still is in there. And that's what you can't have because we need to have that flat. I don't see it with a scale, but we can see it on this flat plate. See, that's good there, but right there. Okay, so now this needs to be flattened out in the middle. We got as close as we can get it by pressing on it. Now we get to machine it.
We're at the shelf right now.
Why don't you go grab that other one over there and see if it's any better.
Which one? Good.
Okay.
Oh, just a nice fit.
Yeah. You take off the thin one, that one. There you go. Damn, that one actually looks even. What's up with that? See, now it looks like it's equal spacing unlike the last one. It's hard to get good custom parts made these days.
The rotor has to come out.
I'm trying to figure out what's going to sit flat at. Okay, how's our back clearances to there?
Better. I think we're clear.
Okay, so we can
It's
gain
gonna be
some.
tight, but it's gonna be clear.
Yeah, but how much can we move it in?
But we're gonna.
Got a lot of clearance. Okay. So we're going to have to bring this out. And we can bring this spacer in a little bit. Okay, where's my caliper at? We need to take a little bit of space out of this one, and we have to put some spacers under here. Okay, find me something that's about 30 thou less than that one.
So straight 0.8.
That's 8 what? 828?
Yeah.
We'll find an 850. Or I mean a 750. Might have one right here. What's up?
6, 7.
Okay. Okay, go find a 750. Alright, we're gonna make some space in here, so we'll be back. We need to watch. Okay, we got all our spacers in there. Okay, see how the center of the strip here lines up the rotor pretty close. And then see how we got clearance on the backside there on the spokes. That's some view you can't see it from, but if you come up from this angle here, you can see how close the spokes are there. You have to get it from this view, otherwise you can't see. See how close they are?
Yep.
But they're clear. Worst case, we take a little nick right here in the corner off.
Clears itself.
Okay, so now we got that on there. We didn't use all of these sims up either. Okay, now we get to figure out sprocket's going to be. So we got to figure out what space we're going to put between this sprocket and the frame. So move the wheel over that way, and then we figure out what we put over here. So I'm just going to put the spacer on this side, so we just shove it my way. It'd be easier for checking stuff. Those. Let's put these over here. Come out this in there. Just stick that in there for now, just the starting point. Little wheel out.
Oh,
Yeah.
all the way out. Oh, okay. Didn't know that came out.
Okay, just look at the back of the bike. Is the wheel halfway in between the frame right now?
No.
Good, take a look. How far we gotta go? Get some ideas. My side, your
Not much.
side.
I think we gotta come this way just a touch.
Okay, well, we got another space where I think we're missing. That's all you need?
Maybe.
What do we got on this side right now? We got for space right now. Starting point. Let me see it. Let me see. Let's see. That axle doesn't like going too many of the spacers, so it makes it hard. Okay. Don't worry about that.
Already did.
Yeah, but I don't know my other side. I'm sitting on the axle.
You wanna come up with it a little bit?
Just barely. Quarter of a turn. Oop. One more. Keep going. There you go, right there. And we're sitting on our axle so we can see better. Okay, I'm all the way in my direction. Where's that big screwdriver? Yeah, smaller screwdriver than a blunt tip like this thing is.
Come on, take any of your good ones.
There we go.
Got it?
We got jammed in there. Look how weak that frame is. It's almost like not moving at all. Why don't you grab me a regular screwdriver? Okay, so that keeps us there. But look how weak that frame is.
Perfect.
Really strong. Okay, now go back there and do an eyeball search down our sprocket. So where's our straight edge?
Really not that bad.
I think we're off about 50 thou or so. At least. Okay, this is a 3/4 on this side, so let's drop this out. Give me something around a 700 thou there. Okay, what do we got laying over here? 750, that's way low. 680, that's pretty close. We'll go with that one.
Well, put this one on this side.
We need more than that. We need about 1/8 inch more than that one. At 800, we need close to that 1 inch. Let me get this in here first and see what we got. There was one of those like 9 something, I think. Be off by that far.
830.
Okay, we need something that's roughly,
925.
make sure that's in all the way. Let's see, we are, can't measure that, where we at? Just under 9, like around an 880.
Yeah, 925.
That'd work, it looks
830.
too small.
925 again. 75.
What was the 8 number you had?
830.
830?
You want bigger, right?
Yeah, I could go with 860, 850 pretty easy, but close, that's what we got. Calipers. Start making them.
925.
Here's a 900 here. Let's just go with this here, got a 900. Put 2 together. Put 2 together, we got 900. Actually, 900 works pretty good. You have a 925?
Yeah.
Bring me a 925. These two here together were 900 and put this pretty damn close. So. Fit right in between the frames, so this is probably slightly tighter than this fit.
Flex the frame out a little bit.
Yeah, it's fairly.
You can flex the frame a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah, the frame is extremely flexible.
Pull it out.
The bike's too high in the air too right now. There it is. Hands up.
President's falling on my bill.
You don't leave that there like that. You're dangerous. Okay. Do a straight edge check in there. Somewhere about in that area there.
Ooh.
Pretty damn close. How close to our sprocket though? Sprocket wheel's way off. There we go.
There's the sprocket on now.
Yeah, but I gotta get back to where it's belonging. Okay. So the sprocket's straight. About there. We're pretty close. We're within about 30 thou we need.
Yeah, pretty tight. Which is okay to run, right?
Yeah. Now we try a string method. Okay.
So put it across around the
Keep
teeth.
that off for a minute.
Is that?
Okay, we hook the loop around our sprocket. Rotate it around until you can get all the way down on the other side of it. Put the thing in gear. It's stuck now. Okay, pull straight back with it. Move it like that, move it until it hits the inside of the sprocket. Okay, this is your front sprocket. We're up against this right now. Pull it until you just touch this surface here and we'll see where it goes. Can you see it?
Yeah, I need a light in there.
The light? Get it above this sprocket. Pull until you just touch the inside surface. Just move it until you touch. Touching's like over here, isn't it?
Something right there. Right there.
Right there. There we go. Put the camera over here like where I'm at. See that tooth in there? You have to bring it in so you can see it.
I can see it.
So you just touch against it right there, and you come down and you look to see where you're at. Looks like we're about right there. So our air is about 30 thou, see? If you bring it down, actually it's probably pretty close. Yeah, we're rubbing on it actually, we're right there. So we check it with a straight edge and with our string. Both met good. Okay, here's our string, we just pull it out. So I just have a loop tied on the end of it. All we did, we hooked it on a tooth. We rotate around the sprocket until you got on the side like that. Put it in gear so you can pull on it tight. You just pull on it tight like that, and when it hits something, you can see where the string starts to bend. So it's always straight. So that's how you use the string. Okay, so we got this in here. So we got that spacer there, the big one, which is what, 925 or something?
Yes.
And we wound up using the 813 or something over here, I think. So that gets our tire in here straight. Now we have to go ahead and set our adjusters here with the correct axle antennas. Now where's the outer one headed to? Is this the one you're using on the outer edge?
Yeah.
Okay. So the axle has to sit on a flat surface inside the frame. You can't just have it sitting like a swing arm on top of it. So we have to put these two surfaces in here from this side. We're going to have to cut this down so it's less than the thickness of the frame. See how it's more than the thickness of the frame right now? That means the axle will never be tight. It'll tighten against this, but it'll be loose in the frame. So the wheel will still always be able to move. So you have to shorten this up until it's less than whatever your frame is. Otherwise it doesn't work.
Gotcha.
So your axle is never tight.
Not my axle.
Somebody's axle. Now the other side, we're on top of the axle itself has the flaps on it.
Where you going?
So you can see how narrow those are. That's less than the frame because the frame's way over here. So we just have to make that other space just like this from where it's less. And the axle always comes in from this side. That's how I like doing it. Why the bike just trying to fall over?
Down there.
Okay, get that thing to go in there. I'm gonna go take a lathe and cut this thing down here.
You want to?
I'll be back.
You want me to video it?
No. Shut it off. Turn the light on a little bit. There it is. Okay, here's the basic cutout of where this caliper is going to sit. We're putting a 10-inch rotor instead of 11.5, so we're changing our bolt pattern from here up to here. And this caliper has a slightly different, it's a little bit narrower bolt pattern with my other calipers were, so we're modifying things quite a bit. Alright, so basically this just sits up in there. We made sure that we had clearances on the rotor, back where my finger is. So we got clearance there and on the front where you can't see from this angle. So right now I'm just going to do a hole punch feel. This is going to be fun to do with one hand. And hopefully that is where it wanted to be. Right there on that one, and that looks pretty centered. Yep. Okay, so now we got a little bit of a dimple hole up in the inside in there. And it's pretty much in the middle of my circle I had already. So it's pretty close. So we're going to have to trim this here away for pad clearance. That was just marks right here. And just go flush with this here. So I'll go ahead and cut a little extra on the side. We don't need it. Caliper only has like a little washer right in here, so it only really needs to be a dimple right in this area. This stuff here can all be cut off and all through here. And we'll cut down here a little bit here to get some clearance here on the front also. See, this hits right in this area. So we'll trim that away a little bit there. And then we'll just rotate this around and make some kind of a strap bracket up over to here and off the frame over here. So we'll do that. Matt, how much do you want to have for a bracket over here?
What do you mean?
Well, if I put the caliper more or less straight down, this here is pulling at an angle like this, so really it needs to be back over in this area to get a good straight pull. We can have a bracket somewhere in this area here,
Okay.
because you want to pull in direction of rotation. So if we had something hanging down like right here.
That's fine.
Now what do you want to do? You want to do a heim joint link or just do a solid plate?
Heim joint link is always nicer.
This is solid point. Okay, if you want to do heim joints, we got them with some 3/8 heim joints.
Okay.
So you want to get just a male, female, where they screw in
Right.
each other so they're really short.
Okay.
And with 2 lock nuts. You want to get that style, or
Yeah.
you want to do 2 of the same ones that you just have a plate in the
Females and
middle?
have them threaded. No, I
For
think
being this short here, I think we just get a male, female.
I'll look through all my stuff over there. I might have
Okay,
something.
and then once you get that, we'll figure out, we'll make a lug for here and weld it on. Looks like it'll be hanging from the inside of the frame down here pretty heavily, so. I'm gonna have to space it over because you can't do an S with a heim joint, it has to be in line. So, well, actually, if they're here, yeah, we have it on the outside here, inside here, come up pretty close. Okay, so you gotta pick up those.
Okay.
All right, so that's where you're at. So we'll go ahead and cut this stuff out in the back in the mill. We'll be good to go. This is not the one that was warped, so,
I put that back on the shelf.
oh well, we'll use that for the next guy.
Put that back on the shelf.
Probably be one of my race bikes. All right, that's it for now.